Okay, Aries. This is a really transformative time for you. It's, it's really transformative. But it's not a transition that you're not expecting, nor is it a transition that you don't want. Doesn't mean that it's going to be easier, but ultimately, in other words, let me say this: it's almost like you've done a lot of hard work to get to where you are. And it's almost like maybe you've become too accustomed to disappointments. And that's the caveat. That's like the self-sabotage aspect, because everybody's dealing with self-sabotage this week. Go check out my weekly astrological forecast for that overview. That's over on Vimeo. It's totally free. And I do it every week. And self-sabotage is the name of the game this week. Now, how are you self-sabotaging? It's almost like you have gotten into an understanding with the universe of, kind of accepting disappointments, accepting hardships, maybe even accepting loneliness. So it's not like, so that's the self-sabotage aspect. And it's wonderful because Chiron is here, and Chiron is kind of saying, okay, we're sabotaging yourself. You're sabotaging yourself that way. How can I get this self-sabotage to work for you so that you actually learn the lesson you need to learn and fulfill your destiny, kind of like fulfill your, like, come through. How do I push you out of? It's almost like you've gotten comfortable in this form of self-sabotage because you've accepted it as a kind of reality, and it's really not the reality. There's a whole different reality just waiting for you, and I think you want it. It's just stepping through to get it. So let me go over how I do my readings. First, I'm going to channel a message to you, which this is all part of. And then I have cards out in front of me that are also delivering a message, and we'll review all of those as well. And then I go into two specific messages: your animal totem messages and your angel messages. Animal totem messages are the way that the natural world is going to be speaking to you, lots of signs and symbolism that's going to be coming through. And they have their own set of messages. And then the angel cards, of course, are totally different voice. That's toward the end of the reading. There's always an extended reading to extend the message and dive deeper into the specifics, as well as the romance reading is over there too. That's actually, the extended reading is actually two readings in one video. So what I feel for you right now is that you're ready and you want to jump. And that could also be a self-sabotaging aspect too, but I don't feel that way. I feel like right now what you feel is, I am ready. I just feel a readiness and a preparedness. I'm ready. I'm ready to change. That's what it is. I'm ready to change. There's almost a recognition in your personal space and understanding, Aries, of what you need to do to change the world around, to change your world, to change the world that you're living in, to change your experiences. It's how you have to make different choices, and you want to, because old stuff is not what you're about, and you never have trouble really letting go of something once you realize how it is absolutely not working for you. What the issue is getting to the point of realizing it's not working, because you are not somebody who settles for something not working. You will work it and work it and work it, insisting that it works, and in the process really harm yourself and break yourself, because how much energy you're going to waste on something just by thinking there's always a way to fix it when there's not a way to fix it, but I understand, and I admire how you never give up and how much real abuse you can take, to be quite honest with you. So much shit, because, it's a never say die attitude. But now it's like, I think there's a realization, almost like an objective way of looking at yourself, like, girl, please, girl, please, why are you doing that? or, you know, girl, guy, whatever. You know, why are you doing that? What are we doing? What are we really doing here? Is this our productivity or is it our pride? And so many times there's this energy of just pride that is keeping you stuck in circumstances that don't make any sense for you, right? This is a beautiful time in your life, though. It really is, because it's that time in your life when you actually recognize a specific aspect of your life that has taken big hits so that other aspects of your life can take big leaps. And there's a sense of, okay, well, how can I find a way to balance that out a little bit more, so that I'm not having to be, you know, just like starving one half of my body in order to be growing another part of myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why do I always have to go to such extremes? It's like those extremes are starting to exhaust you, and they should. It's a realization of a time for change, and it isn't comfortable. But I don't think that worries you. What I think worries you is being stuck any longer, and how to make this move forward. Like how to make the shift. So there's preparation involved, you know, there's exercise involved, there's research involved, there's all these different kinds of things to make yourself grow. But what I don't want you to lose sight of, Aries, is that faith is also involved. So it's not necessarily just going from one way of overworking yourself to another way of overworking yourself. Sometimes it's just about letting go and being in the moment. So we have here, the way that I see the cards, and sort of if I had to give you an overview of the cards, it's almost like you put your personal life, your romance life, your love life, you put it on the back burner so that you could achieve great things in your professional life. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like you put all your fire into one aspect and the other aspect of your life ends up coming out dead and cold. And then you look back a couple years later like, but I don't want it to be dead and cold. Like, what's this weight around my ankle? Oh, it's this other part of myself that I let die because I was paying too much attention to something else. It's that on or off, black and white mindset that is really what you're being challenged out of this week. Partnerships and alliances, right? I mean, it's blatant, it says it, but look what card is right next to it. You sacrificed partnerships and relationships and connections and community. Maybe not to your friends, maybe not to your family. It depends on what part of your life. Could it be friends? Could it be giving up friends? Could it be giving up family? Could it be moving away? Right? Sacrifice. Could also be speaking of having to sacrifice or give up certain connections that you've grown really comfortable with because they're not productive. They're actually not what you really want. And it's okay. You don't have to win every battle, right? It's hard when you're ruled by the warrior, but you really don't have to win every battle. And knowing that is when you start to actually preserve your resources and your sanity. And then positive movement forward, which is productivity, leaving, sacrificing, moving on, getting away from those things that were holding you back or that were not willing to grow with you. But also, it could be, I felt this for a lot of you, sacrificing partnerships for the aspect of progress, the aspect of being able to move forward, right? And then, but then it's like, or what dynamics of relationships are you sacrificing? Are you sacrificing quality time? Are you sacrificing time at home? Are you sacrificing sex? Are you like there's aspects that you're sacrificing in order to move forward, or that you did, and that's really good, right? Especially if you have gotten to a place where you're proud of yourself and you have achieved. But ultimately now it's like you want a shift. There's a shift in you, a change from one aspect to another. But here's the real challenge. The real challenge is, how do you keep yourself from going to another extreme? Because what you want to do is not go to the other extreme. You want to find that happy medium. That's what your goal is. There was some victory and success. There was lots of victory and success. Okay, you became an authority in a specific field, in a specific mindset. You became the master of doing something extremely well. Maybe you became a leader at your work. Maybe you built your own business. Maybe you became an authority in an industry. Maybe you're rich and famous. Whatever it is, Aries, you really were. Not only you didn't just consider this yourself. You didn't consider yourself this. Other people considered you it. So you did gain. You did move ahead. There was a lot sacrificed in the heart space, right? Material and spiritual prosperity. So there was a lot of notoriety. There was a lot of money coming in. There was a lot of gains that were really positive and making you feel good about yourself, making you believe in yourself, and also part of you being extremely happy, right? Extremely happy because part of you was following what your divine guidance was. It was following your heart. It was following your soul. It was what you had to do. And yet there was this massive sacrifice that you constantly had to make. This is it, the waiting game. The waiting game. Now, this is an interesting card because it does speak about balance, right? It's a certain kind of timekeeper. The waiting game. There was a part of you that was put on hold. You know, that you shelved, or somebody or a group that you kind of put on hold and you shelved. And that is what's transforming now. It's that aspect of yourself or your life that you may have totally forgotten about, that was not dead. It was just in hibernation. And now it's coming out of the cocoon. And it may surprise you. It may take you by storm. And it is exactly what you need. Okay. Passion ignited. I think that you forgot that you even felt this way, or that you put some passion on the shelf, some desire, right? Maybe it is a desire, you know, maybe now you're 55 years old, you've never been married, and you're like, but I've always wanted to be married. I just got so engaged in everything else that I was doing that I didn't even think about it. But guess what? I'm thinking about it now. This is really what I want. It's what I desire. It's all of a sudden this old passion is reignited, right? Emotional withdrawal. You could be 60 years old and realize, holy shit, I never had children. I want children. It's almost like that's what's coming up now. Something from the depths of you is coming to the shore. It's coming to the surface. And suddenly there's this confrontation with it to resolve it. Or to do something with it. This is also a call to the third eye chakra, receiving messages, becoming more in tune, because you have this card crowning your energy, which is spiritual strength. So it could very well have been, this catalyst could have been some spiritual work that you've been doing on yourself, or just becoming more spiritual, becoming more faithful, letting it become spirituality itself or faith itself become a pillar in your life, a bigger strength in your life, it getting stronger, or something happening in your life to encourage a deeper connection to spirituality, because you realize that you need it. When all of a sudden this surprise things comes up, you need something to lean on. You need something to help you be strong. You need to understand what's going on, because without this sense of spirituality, you may be lost right now. You're considering prospects. We're moving on. This is confusion. This is warning. Smoke, sending up smoke signals. This is a warning, right? It's almost like you could see there's something that's been ignited in you. You can see that there's a fire starting, and it's like you got to call out for help. You wanted to scream, you wanted to warn, you all of a sudden have become aware. It's like the alarm has gone off inside of you because the smoke has started to rise. This is roots. It's been there in you all along. It's from deep down inside. It's not actually something new. It's something that finally has sprung up. And that's what's alerted you. And you see it, right? You see third eye chakra. And then we have eye here. This is all of a sudden you're seeing it and you're realizing it, right? Why? And this is so interesting how this came out in this order. Balance. To balance out your life. This is the thing that you're missing. This is the thing that you're missing, because maybe you're not missing much, but this is the thing that you're missing finally coming back. Your wisdom tells you don't trust somebody. Wisdom is looking at a situation and recognizing that it's not all that meets the eye. Because you have the wisdom and you realize it, now you can accept it. You're not going to fight it, in other words. You're not going to push it back this time. You're going to be like, oh, something is up here and I do need to address it. Yes, it is. Goddess of oneness. This is usually when there's opportunities coming for you, or somebody is seeing you, wanting you, desiring you. But in some ways, it's like almost recognizing a desire in you, or finally recognizing somebody desires you, or finally recognizing that you desire something. It's finally recognizing a desire, and this time you're not going to back away from it or fight it, because you realize that it's essential to your happiness that you confront it. Trust. And this is hard because there are a lot of emotions attached. There's a lot of stuff from your past that this is attached to, and that makes us feel very unstable and weary, but there's spirit here to guide you and to protect you. This is a change in desires, maybe even the death of desires or the damage of desires, right? But it's definitely a change. It's like a closing up of, a finishing of a situation. Yeah, it's like a certain desire, something that you used to want is finished. And now all of a sudden you have a deeper commitment to a sense of spirituality. You have a deeper commitment to something that you aspire to. Maybe you aspire to deeper commitments with family, with tradition, finding religion. It could even be that, right? Or what you've read. It's almost like you have a deep commitment to wanting to explore or learn more about something that you read, something that you understand, learning something new, researching, educating yourself on different traditions. Could be spiritual traditions or the spiritual traditions of somebody that you want to commit to, trying to understand them on the human level, right? And on the spiritual level. You could be considering a commitment to somebody, but the spiritualities that you come from, it's two different spiritualities. So it's almost like confronting that sense of, well, what's important to me, right? Let's go on to, listen, I am a warrior. This card came out and I was like, this message is for Aries. And check her out. She is sitting there calm and pretty and waiting while these fucking zombies are coming to attack her. She don't give a fuck. You know, it's the same aspect here. Whereas you're not afraid of the conflicts that are coming at you. Whereas at one point in your life, you would have just been like, fuck it, I'm not dealing with it now. And you kept moving forward. Something about you has realized that forward movement you kept making was, at least in part, running away from something. And now you're turning around because you're not running anymore. You realize that not running anymore is actually the greatest step of progress you could make. And then we have meditate and contemplate, finding that balance inside of yourself and finding that oneness inside of yourself. Emotions are running high. They are. Understanding those emotions, not honoring them, not running from them. And a new romantic cycle begins. This is a softer side of you. This is a more balanced side of you. This is a side of you that's more committed to partnership and letting people in and being more fluid. 1919. I look up and I see 1919 on my time ticker, on my video. That to me is what? It's divine counterpart. So that could be all of a sudden what's taking precedence in your life right now. Okay, Aries, if you really love this video, then I ask you to please subscribe to the channel and like the video. As well, share the video on your social media platforms because that really helps the channel. I got great recommendations the other day on Facebook. It was fantastic. Also, ring that bell below and make sure you select all notifications so that you get notified as soon as I upload your Aries content every single Thursday before 6 a.m. LA time. And then, hold on. Yeah, and then there's so much other content on the channel. I upload at least 12 videos to YouTube. I upload 12 videos to Vimeo. Those are all the extended videos that are those 2-in-1 readings, right? I upload the weekly astrological forecast over in Vimeo. There's so much content every week. So hit that ring, hit subscribe and ring that bell and you'll get notified. Don't just watch your sun sign. You want a really well-rounded message? Watch your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign every single week so you can understand everything and every aspect of yourself that's really sort of prominent right now. Join me on Instagram. I have thriving Instagram. It's not a channel over there, right? It's like a handle. Yeah, and I do do daily tarot card readings live so that we can interact. And they're for everybody, and they're kind of off. They're off the fucking hook. I'm just gonna say it. So join me over there. Born_without_boundaries. I'd love to see you. Also, you can subscribe directly to Vimeo. My goal over there is to get 5,000 subscribers so I can turn the channel from a per video purchase to a subscription base. FYI. So let's get into your animal totem messages right now. What's coming out, hummingbird? So this is about a romance. There's romance in your life right now. There's romance and beauty in your life right now. Maybe you're just starting to see it. Hummingbird is a totem that reminds us to feel joy and have joy in the moment that we're in. To see the little things. Maybe look at things that we were moving too quickly for before, and now we're stopping to taste the nectar. It's enjoying your experience for what it is right in front of you, like right now. It's literally be here now. That's what the card says. So if you've been seeing a lot of hummingbirds lately, and they don't have to be, like in California, I see hummingbirds all the time and they're beautiful. But it doesn't have to be like actual hummingbirds. You can see them on keychains, you can see them on cards, you can see them on bumper stickers, you can see them on whatever. If the image keeps repeating it, it's trying to come through to you to tell you, be here now in this moment. And then we have porcupine, same thing. 10 to 1, you're not gonna see a porcupine, right? They're not necessarily common. But this is about approaching a situation. It's almost like it's situational. It's approaching a situation with caution and care. You want to go in armored. You're the warrior. You're prepared. You're prepared, but you also do not want to stay still. So you go into every situation prepared. This is you going into a new situation. You're bristly and a little bit defensive, right? But it's time to start new. It's time to not be afraid and know that you have what it takes. You carry it with you all the time to be able to enter into this new circumstance. So this is an acknowledgement that you're headed into a new way of being. You're just a little tentative about it right now, hesitant about it. Let's go into your angel messages. Ooh, okay. Wow, that was a lot. That was a lot. Achievement. There's a lot to, okay. Take a little time to reflect on what you have achieved to date. It is often easy to forget where you started from and how far you've come, right? Which is why you're still overworking yourself when you don't really have to. Honor and be grateful for this extraordinary journey that is your life. Take stock of what you've achieved right now. This is about looking at the right now. And that's going to, in other words, that's a tool for you to use to relieve a little bit of this pressure that you feel because you're putting the pressure on yourself. Nobody else is. Imagine, clearly visualize the life you want. Feel it in your heart and soul, and so it will come to be. Of course it will. You're a master manifester. Like, you have to stop manifesting what you think you're supposed to want or an idea somebody else put in your head, and you have to start manifesting what you actually want, and your heart will tell you that. Anxiety. We surround you with the healing light of amethyst. Take a deep breath and breathe in this beautiful violet light. Feel your anxiety melting away. There is nothing to fear. There is only love. Now, this is another tool. Get a piece of amethyst and start carrying around with you. May sound tacky, but I carry shit in my bra, okay? Carry it in your pocket, carry it in your purse, carry it somewhere near really your skin so it can help soothe you, calm you down, because overreacting could actually be self-sabotage right now too. Archangel Sandalphon, I have heard your call for help. Your prayer will soon be answered. Surrender. There is no point in pushing the barrow up such a steep hill. Go back to the start. Surrender your expectations. There is an easier way. When the time is right, a new path will appear. For whoever needed to hear that. And then last but not least, healing angel. At this very moment, you are being bathed in gold, pink, and deep green light. Accept this healing. We, your angels, surround you with wings of love. You are eternally free, eternally fresh, and eternally abundant. You want this message continued? Let's go over. I'll give you specifics and particulars as well as your romance reading. Link is below. I'll see you guys over there.